Good morning, good morning. Hello, hello, and welcome to Wednesday, the middle of the week. Morning, everybody. Come on in, take a chair, get your cuppa. Alexa's trying to wake up. Are y'all awake yet? Not yet. Okay. There we are. Hello, everybody. Marietta, good morning, sweet one. Okay, Alexa says that she can't play the music. No, it's not going to do it. So we don't have the morning song, but it's okay. Good morning. Hello, everybody who's coming in. Come in and type in a name. Let's see if we can get some people awake this morning. I guess I better share it. That's the only way they find it, it seems. So let me go there. Oh, I think Deirdre just found us. She loves to share it out. So let's see. Yeah, there you are, Deirdre. Thank you for sharing it, sweetheart. All right, if I can get my computer cooperating. Alexa won't cooperate, so we don't have the morning song. Y'all can sing it to me. And Blue Jean, hello. All right, we're starting to get some people find it. Let me see if I can share it to those that have a problem finding it. Oops, that wasn't what I wanted. How's everybody doing while I'm fiddling with sharing this out? Okay. Did that help? Okay, we got one more person. All righty, let's get going because they'll come in. Computer's a little wonky. Auntie Jean, good morning, our little mountaintop guru scribe. I was just reading your writing. Oh my goodness, I was so glad I woke up in time to read that because it was so beautiful. And a lot of the stuff that we had talked about as we were driving down the road. I love that you wrote it out. Beautiful. All right, so let's do the heart brain. Good morning, Charlie. Got people jumping in here. So let's go ahead and do the heart brain coherence and let our heart and our brain communicate. So 3 steps. Touch the heart center. Slow down the breathing. And add in the love. That's why we're here. The only love is real, and we're here for reality this morning. This is the real reality show where we know who we are and what we are and why we're here. Only love is real. Just go into your heart. Your heart will never lie to you. When you ask a question, you'll get the answer. And when I ask of my heart, is only love real? I get yes. Only love is real. When you're outside of your heart, that's when you start overthinking and doing the stinking thinking, right? And everything looks daunting and heavy. But when you're in here, we have only light. And good morning, Hope. Yes, we called you in. Suzanne, good morning to you. Oh, what a blessing to see all of you in here. Cheers to all of you. Good morning. Good morning. Got my butterfly cup that Joanne Castrillo gave me like over 2 years ago when I was starting on the journey. How we doing? It's Wednesday. It's Wow Wednesday. So we got to have some wows. Anybody have wows? I was wowed by the angels last night. And, I missed the show yesterday. And I'm not going to say that S word, but it really throws me off when I don't get together with all of you in the morning. So I found a way, and I was telling Auntie Jean about it last night, that I have ordered a wake-up service now. And so my phone rang. It was 5:30 here, and my phone rang, and you get to choose, I guess, what voice, kind of like what you do with GPS. You choose the voice and the personality. And oh my gosh, I was laughing my butt off at 5:30 this morning. I don't know. I think it was like an Asian personality that I picked, like a master somebody. And so he's giving me wise words at 5:30 in the morning. And the wise words this morning were, you must learn to wake up before your wake-up call. So I think I'm going to remember that. I think that's going to stick with me now. I must learn to wake up before my wake-up call. So I think that might be for all of us, not just for TeriAngel, but I don't think I'm going to have a problem waking up now to do the morning show for you all, because I look forward to wisdom at 5:30 every morning. At least here, as I get a little further west, it's going to be 4:30 in the morning, but that's okay. I love being here with all of you. Those are wise words, aren't they, Hope? Yeah, it was this inspired thought that I had. I thought, when you're traveling and you're in a hotel, you can ask for a wake-up call. Why can't we all do that if we need one? Because I respond to my phone. I don't respond to the alarm. I guess there's something about it. But yeah, it was just, it's a delight now in my life to be woke up. All right. How about the blog? Anybody have a chance to read it yet? I don't even remember what it said, but I'm going to go in and find it. It is the path that leads to oneness. All right. The Earl of Chesterfield says, I recommend you take care of the minutes, and the hours will take care of themselves. Those are wise words too. When I was young, I had all the time, plus some. I willed it away. Oh, to be 18. And then, to be 21. How silly to place a dream on hold and look back on what could have been, what might have been, had I just been more bold. Dear angels, I have learned a lot in this lifetime, and one of those lessons has to do with time and how precious our moments are. Like Harry Chapin's song, Cats in the Cradle, we sometimes do not see how we are missing out on so many blessings in life when we get caught up in putting out fires. I've had a lot of opportunity to reflect as I drive across the country. When I am with others, I want to make the most of every moment. That is really why we are here, having the experiences we are having. We are figuring out what is real. A Course in Miracles teaches us that nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists, and therein lies the peace of God. When we stay in the present moment, we enter the sacred state of realization that this is the only reality. The material things become just things. What is inside becomes the only truth that exists. Dear ones, the deeper inside you travel, the more you will get familiar with the path that leads to oneness. Many take detours along the way, distracted by shiny objects and pretty scenery. In the moment when you come back to your true self, it's important to keep moving forward. Any part of the illusion that you are holding on to has to be released, or it will keep you tethered to that which is unreal. Dear ones, you are exactly where you are supposed to be in any given moment. Release the thought that you missed out on something or that you need to change the past to move forward. Embrace every experience with loving arms. Criticizing and judging yourself will only slow the process of waking up to your true self, which is divine. If someone is not living up to your expectations, examine your expectations. Realize that they are an aspect of you. What are you asking from yourself and not receiving? If there is discontent, dear ones, always return to your heart and ask, what would love have you do, think, feel, or say? Release the bonds of limitations and open to the joy of love. Stay on that pebbled path that is before you until you see the tree of enlightenment welcoming you to sit and rest. In your rest time, become one with the tree. Allow your roots to go deep into the earth core. The heart of your earth mother will help you understand the truth. Then, dear ones, your next steps will be on solid ground as you move with ease and grace into each new moment, experiencing the peace that passes all understanding. Stay the course. Dear angels, today I promise to move forward with confidence in myself and my inner guidance. Whew. Well, they got a little profound last night. As I was writing it, I started writing it early. I said, I'm going to be getting a wake-up call at 5:30. I better get the blog written and get some sleep. And look at how beautiful they really taught us. And I believe that this whole year is going to be a year of awakening, a year of opening up, a year of discovery. That's what I am dubbing this year. It's a year of discovery. So if you're willing to discover, to do the excavation, to uncover what might be there beneath the surface, there's going to be a lot of opportunities for that this year. Because I tell you what, they're not letting me rest. And I know some of you have said, Teri, you need to rest, you need to slow down. But my slow is pretty fast. So what some of you see as, a spin or doing and going too much, that's normal for me. So right now they have me going a little bit faster than normal, but that's okay because I love every moment of my life. I love everything the angels share for me to do. I love how they guide each thing, and it's perfect in its own way. It's perfect for those that need to have whatever it is that's being offered. And we're starting to get some signups for this vision board that Michelle Landers and I are doing together later this month. And it's not your mama's vision board. This one is all about your spiritual path and your spiritual growth and what do you envision for it and how do you want to see it play out. All right, so what we got going on here with conversation? I'm kind of lost with that. Hi, Julie Kiss. Kathleen Caputo, good morning to you. And Jean Lorio says, question, when you visit India, what time will you have to wake up? I think it's evening there right now, or afternoon or evening. Let's see. Kathy says, oh my gosh, isn't it like a full day ahead? You might have to take the helm on the Cuppa show, Auntie Jean. I think it is a full day ahead. I think when we do chanting at night, Prachetta comes on with us sometimes, and it's morning for her. So our night is morning there in India, and our morning is like afternoon, maybe early evening for them. So I don't think it'll be a problem doing the morning show. I think I will be quite awake. Kathy says, do not worry, Auntie Jean. I am positive that Teri will find a way. It might be good, actually, because she's such a night owl. I am a night owl, Kathy. I love the nighttime. I just love it. I love that there's no distraction. There's quiet. And I can just sit in that energy of being still. We all need a time when we can be still and just be. And Kathy says, I just looked at the time in India. It's 6:45 p.m., so that should work out fine. And Kathy, I'm so glad you're feeling better today. So happy that you're here this morning for the morning show. So Wow Wednesday, like I said, the blog blew me away. It was like so deep. And that's the way things are going right now. We're not staying on the surface anymore. We're like doing that deeper dive in everything that's happening this year. So this vision board, it's a deep dive into what do I want? How do I want to see my spirit grow? The retreat that's happening in Sedona, yep, that one's going to be even deeper. And I can't wait. Auntie Jean is working on the flyer for us. And thank you for that, Auntie Jean. I just have to get her all the details of the place. Well, it's going to be Sedona. We're going to be right in Sedona. We're right by one of those big rock formations. And yeah, it's going to be so interesting to just be there in that vortex of energy. Yes, I will have to wake up early for chanting now, Jean, but that's all right. Because like Prachetta said, it's the best way to start your day is with your spirit family. And I can't wait to be upside down. So having things a little backwards, it's okay. It'll be different. All right, I'm going to see what Kuan Yin has to say. This is Wow Wednesday, and it's our prayer day. So if you have any prayers to add to that prayer list, or any changes, then please let me know that so I can make the adjustment. Kuan Yin says, Sister of Shambhala, put your faith in the light and believe that good things can happen and will happen. We do not need to deny darkness, but nor do we need to place our minds there. There are lighter dwelling places into which our minds can settle. Trust in the spring that follows the winter. I love this card. I have had so many conversations over the last decades with people that think that we should experience the darkness so that we understand the light. I think that we need to acknowledge the darkness. I don't want to live there. I don't want to live in that energy where everything looks so heavy and so dark. I've been depressed in my lifetime. I've been through a lot of grief. I've had times when things didn't look like they were going to turn out very well for me. So I have experienced some of the darkness, but I don't go there intentionally just to see what it feels like. That's like the kid that goes to the oven door and touches it just to see if it really is hot, like Mom said. I don't have to touch it to know it. And, and when we know what that light looks and feels like, you never want to go back to the darkness. It's like you can't unlearn what you've learned. And what we have learned as light workers and way showers is that this is the only thing that's really real. That darkness, that's an illusion that's trying to pull us away from who we truly are, which is the light. Good morning, Stacy. Speaking of lights coming on, there's our Stacy Small Lord this morning. And Kathy says, I unfortunately learned what Colin does while we were at work during the day. Did you know that Maryland is one of the only states where you cannot have someone forced into hospitalization or rehabilitation? Colin truly needs help. I cannot stand watching him suffer. Yeah, he does need help, honey. But you can't force somebody to get help either. And I know my sister Billy found that out with her son, Brian. And, we're praying for Brian every day now to be strong enough to be able to get to that point where he can get a liver transplant. And it looks like now a kidney transplant because he's destroyed organs with his drugging and alcoholism. You really can't force somebody. And I know my nephew was in and out of rehabs constantly and right back at it as soon as he got out. Colin has to make that shift. He has to make that change to know that it's not going to turn out well to keep doing what you're doing and expecting that it's going to be okay. We're all praying for him. We want the very best. We want him to get help, Kathy. He has to want to get help. And so I think let's shift our thinking and shift our prayers in that direction for him to really wake up and see that he does need help. And Kathy says she'll have her wake-up call with wise words to help. I wonder if they'll call me in India. They should, right? It's the same phone number. Oh my gosh. Thank you for that, Kathy. Yes. See how soon I forgot that I now have a wake-up call. And our Kathleen says, one of the things Ernest Holmes, the founder of religious science and other science of mind, said, we have learned enough from suffering. It's not necessary to suffer in order to learn. That is so wise. I love that. Yeah, it's not necessary to touch that hot door to know that it's hot. We know it. We feel the heat. We don't have to reach our hand out there and touch it, right? But yet there are those that have to touch the door. They have to know what that feels like. And so I think that is the mindset when there's an addiction or when there's a path that's gone down. I like the words from the blog last night that came out that just really touched me. Let's see if I can get to that part of it, because I made a meme and put that up just by itself on Facebook. Release the thought that you missed out on something. And isn't that the way it is sometimes when we explore something that may be dark or something that may be destructive or not for our best and highest good? So releasing the thought that we missed out on something or that you need to change the past to move forward. Embrace every experience with loving arms. Criticizing and judging yourself will only slow the process of waking up to your true self, which is divine. So in our prayers, we can't change anybody, but we can pray for awakening. We can pray that whoever it is that's caught up in that world of addiction, that they can see that they don't have to change their past. They don't have to think that they're missing something by not having that experience with drugs or alcohol. They can move forward in any given moment with a clean slate. We all can, all of us. Every moment of every day, we make choices. We make the choice. People don't make it for us. There may be situations where people are held against their will. And I'm thinking of the human trafficking and a lot of situations where there's someone showing dominance over somebody else. But if you're not in that kind of situation, you have a choice. You have freedom in every moment to say, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. No, I'm going to find me now. I've looked outside of me. Now I'm going to look inside of me. And that's where you find the real freedom. And a lot of our big thinkers, the people that taught us and really brought through a lot of spiritual teachings, a lot of them were in dire situations. A lot of them were imprisoned for what they thought or what they said. I did not realize until I was studying this new book I'm reading from a course written about A Course in Miracles. I didn't realize that Galileo was imprisoned because he knew, and he was trying to teach, that the sun circles the moon and not the other way around. And he was imprisoned for that. And I believe he died in prison. And several of the big thinkers, the ones that were telling us, that what we see is not real, and what we think may be a little different than what we think. So, yeah, you can, from any point of place that you are, you can open your mind and you can speak and you can utter the words that are coming to you. And Deirdre, thank you for the prayers for all humans, for Gaia, and for world peace, and that attention to human trafficking, and especially for Colin and Brian. Thank you, Deirdre. And Joanne says, these are such true words in regard to drug use. It took me many years, to date, 17 years, to learn that I could not fight harder for my daughter's life than she was willing to work for it. She needs to want to be part of her own rescue. It's an extremely difficult path to watch. It is. But somehow, at least part of myself had to train myself to detach. It's a daily project internally for me. I now pray that she finds self-love. Joanne, I have sat with you and stood beside of you through some of this journey, not for 17 years, but for the last, 4 or 5 years. And yeah, it's a realization that you have to come to, just like what you said. She has to want it. That person that's so trapped in the thinking that they can't get out of the situation they've gotten themselves in, they have to want out of that situation. Good morning, Isabel. And Stacy says, a lot of times we keep ourselves prisoner in our own minds, telling ourselves we can't or we don't deserve something. That feeling of unworthiness, right, Stacy? Feeling like this is all we deserve. We deserve to be kept down. We deserve to be tied and tethered to something, whether it's addiction or habits or whatever it might be. Yeah, until we can realize our worth, it's hard to pull out of that. And to me, that's what A Course in Miracles has done in my life. It's helped me to see I am worthy. I don't have to earn that worthiness. And if I want to turn away from something that's not real, I can do that at any given moment. But it does take work. It does take a determination. And y'all know me, and you know that I'm very persistent. Auntie Jean calls it stubborn. She tells me I'm one of the most stubborn people she knows. And it's true. I am stubborn. I blame my dad for that. No, I'm kidding. I did get a lot of his personality traits, but I understand my stubbornness. I understand my determination, and that stubbornness has gotten me through this far in life. It's helped me to be stronger in my convictions and be stronger in my beliefs. You're so welcome, Joanne. I am here for every one of you that ask. You know, all you have to do is ask. I don't know. I can't read minds. I try, but I can't read minds. So I don't know when you're going through something. And yeah, just reach out. I'm here. Stacy said, what's the new book? It's called A Course in Miracles Made Easy. And this guy is such a storyteller that you don't want to put the book down. I don't. I just want to keep going, reading his stories and reading the illustrations of how we can come to that realization that what we see is not real. And those material things, they don't mean anything. You know, it's what we have on the inside. It's like the blog was saying last night. I think I'm going to read that blog a few more times myself, because when the angels download and give me information, sometimes I don't remember what they say, or I don't get it the first time. I have to read it again. And it was very profound. So what they were saying is, sometimes we get distracted by the shiny objects. We get distracted by the little cute squirrel that's running around on the trees. And we forget to go back inside. We get distracted, and we can sometimes stay distracted for quite a while until we return to love. Good morning, Oksana. Yay, I'm so glad you're here. And Jean Lorio says, love you, Joanne. You and Kathy are such warriors every day. We are with you always, holding you close. We certainly are. Both of you, your families, especially your children who are going down that dark path right now, they're on our prayer list every day. So we hold them up every day. And I got to get to the prayer list. And Stacy says, ooh, glitter. Haha, sparkling and beautiful, but distracting. And there is a new book called the Sparkly Edition of Course in Miracles. And I have sent off an email to see if I can get some of those. If I can get a few of them, I will start passing those out to people as well. And Kathy says, Colin is here with me right now, and he wants you all to know that he does appreciate your kindness and all of your prayers. Colin, we lift you up every day. We know that this is a hard struggle. And we also know that you are so loved. And if our love can touch you in any way at all, we're here. We're right here. We're not miles and miles away. We're right here where you can have access. And just open your heart. That's all we ask. Just open your heart to it. You don't have to make any decisions. Just say, I'm ready and I'm willing to listen. That's the key. Communication is the key. Oh, Stacy, I hope you have a beautiful day at work. I love you so much, and thank you for coming in. That was a real delight this morning. All right, we're going to get to the prayer requests. And if you have any others to put in there, please let me know. I change this every time somebody gives me a message. I go in and change the prayer list with either taking names off or adding names to it. So let me see if I can pull it up here for us. That was easy breezy. Okay. Our Peapod prayer list. We pray for all of the P's for peace. If you're here, you are a P for peace. So Colin, you definitely are. Anyone who's listening to this or who will listen to it later, a P for peace is someone who wants inner peace as well as outer peace, who wants to see more kindness in our world, who wants to find a solution of a world that we can all live in together and cohabit without all of the darkness constantly being a struggle. Oh, Julie Kiss, I love your words. Julie says, Colin, my oldest daughter was on your path and she found her way to the other side. I know you can too. Our prayers are with you daily. Absolutely. So every name on the list is a loved one. These names are all brought to us to be of service, to lift them up, to ask for the very best outcome for all. So we pray for peace on earth. We pray for our earth planet to wake up, and let's all just try to send more positive love into it, because it does make a difference in the frequency. Here's who we're praying for every day. Prachetta, Prachir and Goofy, Aunt Mina and Neil, Navriti, Jasmine and her family, Abha, Billy and Tim and their family, and especially Brian, Sheila and Kevin Gooden, Gary, Donnie, David, Kevin, and Holly Langford. Those are all children from my brother who just passed. Loretta and Cecil Boone and their family, Joanne Castrillo, her husband John and their family, especially daughter Jackie and grandson Eris, Deirdre and her daughter Danya and Thump the cat, Deirdre's sister Steph and husband Bob, Adriel, Joni, Tia Frenetti, Nancy Sanger, Mickey, Suzanne Millard and her family, especially her mom and her daughters Jillian and Jackie, and her granddaughter and her sister, Marietta and Ed, along with good girl Pearl and Mr. Wiggles and their boat Sweet Dreams, Raquel and Claude's family, Leo Harley and his family. And Leo told me DJ Blaze is doing good and back to work DJing, so I'll be removing him off of the list after the show. Lakshmi, Ken, Jebby, Jim and son, Ryan, Rick and Josie Morrow, Tom and Mary, who are Josie's parents, Tammy Williams, Meg and Jean Loriot and their family, Auntie Jean and Ron Loriot and their family, Christina and Carrie Leftwich and their children, Mary Lou Burdick and her family, Catherine and Michael Kovacs and their family and fur babies, Rosalind Good Vibes, Sally and Tony De La Rosa and Rose De La Rosa, Kathy and Bob Hand and your family, especially Colin and Marlena, Bo and Candy Hand, Michael, Patty, Sonia, Paul and Marlene, Joe and his wife, Pat Moss, her daughter and grandchildren and her sister, Becky LaFave and Travis, Erica Hoppy and her family, Corinne, Charlie Coons and his family, especially his brother Raymond and wife Kathy, Hope Wellington Marshall and Zena, along with her parents Winston and Cynthia, Trey Horn, Andrea Gregg, Catherine, Eric, John, Tatiana, Annie Seven, Grayson and Adam, Cassandra and Destiny Ortega, Luz Orsini and her grandchildren and her sister, Christine Lewis, Gail and Nick Zimmerman, Jennifer and Micah Langren, Oksana and her mom, Amber, Jenna, Katia, Maximus and his teacher, Herb, Caitlin and Aunt Gail, Isabel and Paul Reese and her daughters Anesh and Teresa, Vieta and her daughter Juliana, Linda and Dick Lemieux and her sons and grandchildren, Linda's friend in Sarasota, Stacy and Josh Lord and their children and grandchildren, and her mom Karen, Mary Lord, Buster, Wayne, Blue Jean, and Dave Walensky, and the fur babies, Hockey, Gruff, Wizzy Bee, Blue, Lulu, and Gizmo, and Dolly the horse, Chance the horse, Pam Moore, Gordy's family and friends, Lindsay, Aunt Inga, Rose Sermon, Gary McCorkle, Brookie Woodside and her family, Dylan and little baby Maxwell, who'll be making an appearance hopefully over the next couple of months, the Girardi family, Jeanette and Ernie, Sean, Angel Fullerton, Lily Ann in Norway and all of her family, and her, especially her mother, Kathleen Caputo, baby Wyatt and his mom, Mandy. I think Mandy's doing good. Baby Haven, Kat, Steve, Candy and Pastor Bruce, the Deerfield Valley in Vermont, Captain Corey, the pirate that I follow every day now for inspiration because this little guy is an inspiration. Alba, Dottie and Dawn, Grace Isis, her father and her sisters in Kenya, and all their children and fur babies, Raymond, Darren Walker, Arthur Thompson, Karen Palmer, her daughter Marissa and her mom Barbara, Vicki King, Elaine Armstrong, Elena, Marianne, Henrik and Lorraine, Tammy Fisk, and Tammy, I saw you coming in. Hello, darling. Praying for you, your job situation, praying for your daughter and your sweet grandbaby and your sister Tracy, Lori, Kelly, Rochelle Martinez and her mom Rose, Stephen, Catherine, Ruth Anderson and her family and her sister-in-law Sharon, Diane Bertut, Jeannie and her husband Al. We've been lifting Al up. He is, last I heard, he is in a hospice center right now. So I don't think Al will be with us much longer, but let's pray for an easy transition for him. And Jeannie's sister Merle, I'm lifting her up as well. The area here in Boulder, Colorado, doing some rebuilding after the fire from last year. Deb Goldberg and her family, Michelle, Crystal and Dean Nobles and their family and their dog, Laura Hill, Julia Osborne, Sharon Rhea and her family, Sherry Gatewood and Padama, Anaya, Hummingbird Rising, Tammy Hill and family, Phil B, Lynn Gallagher, Terry Wilderman and her father, Mary Crincoli and her friends in Florida, Irene and Eduardo, Eddie Quills, Jose, Michael Murdoch, Jessica, Fidel, Camilla and Nick in Australia, Lynn Andriozzi, Frank, Albie, Viola, Kenneth, Bobby, Mansi, Kamal, Maddie, Akil and the Pakistan orphans, Yuri, Scott, Letitia, Mary, Joseph, James, Drake, Alicia Burns, Pam Dite, Kimberly, Ellen, Sue Seekoff and Richard, Terry Gilstad, the Walters family, Chiara, Marissa, Allie, Bree, Claudia, Marianne Pish and her family, Cassandra and Danny Gary, Lenny, Rick Alfick. I'm going to try to get an update on Rick. I know he's still in the hospital awaiting a heart transplant. So lifting you up, Rick. John Thaddeus Fiore, Kuka Carney and her family, Bob Simon and Sherry Otis, Sharon Boyle and Zoe, Carol Fisher, Jay Rothman and Mary, Deborah, Violet, Walter, Brookie's Aunt Jeannie, Shelley, Sue and her grandchildren, Carrie's niece Laura, Maggie's mom, Freddie, Bradley Capone, Andy, Amanda Summer, Robert Dosa, Miles and Sarah, Debbie Carol Hawks, Carl, Brutus the dog, Augie the dog, Chris Blake, Dante, Jerry, Kaylee, Trevor Jordan, Richard Weber, Charlotte Abrahams, Michelle Landers and her family. And let's please lift our Michelle up. She was away for a bit and now she is down for a bit. Michelle found out that she had contracted COVID while she was away. So let's please send her lots of healing and loving energy. Joanne McCon New, Whitney, Jude Dalton, Karen Gibbons and daughter, Matt, Noel and his housemate. And I think Blue said Noel was looking at maybe going into assisted living. James Schultz family, Julie Kiss's mom, Cynthia. Oh, Julie Kiss and her mom, Cynthia. Sorry, Julie. Courtney, Lucinda, Ryan, Pat, Sophia, Aaron Parker, Angelica Compamans, Sunny and Hunter Floor, Peggy, Claire, Carrie Klingon Butcher and her family who just lost their beautiful mom, lifting Carrie up for this time she's going through of grief. And Kathleen says, Baby Haven and his mom, Mandy, are doing pretty well, but can still use prayers. Wyatt's parents are Katie and Matt and are making the best of the time they have left with Wyatt. But we know God can also do miracles. Yeah, I agree, Kathleen. Pat O'Connor, Zoe Charles, Erica Fagels, Yolanda, Selby Barnes, Robin Waters Dykes and her mom Jewel and her daughter Sarah, Joanne and Leo, Sam, Matt, Charles and Nita, Yusha, Nancy Berdelsky, EC, Shelley Newman and Teri Newman, Iris, Jen and Norm, Keith, Joe H., Ollie the Cat, Marisol Soto, Deborah, Tyler, Chad Ehlers, Dick Waters, Milton Carbajal, Tiffany Ingalls family, having recently had their father pass, Sharon, Tomas Diaz, Cameron, Boris Zoffman, Jacqueline Carbajal, and David Reiger. Those are all Elena's children. Alan, which is Michelle Lander's son, and Alicia, her daughter. Solvi Barnes, Aude Barnes, Gunn, Ellen Sundal, Vita Hammond, who recently had her son pass and lifting her up every day. Maria Mitchinson, Hickman Simpson, Reverend Saba, Sam, Suzanne's dog, and I think Suzanne, you told us Sam's doing good. Lisa Jo Davis, making a great recovery and thanking us for the prayers. Jordan, Lydia, Benedita, Matt, Angelique, Juliette Herman, Paula Grassa, David Brett, whose father just passed, the Rowland family, and Colleen. So any that you want to add on to this list, just type it in for me and I'll make sure they get on there. And if there's anyone that you know that has a turnaround and doing great, let me know that as well. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. Reverend Saba is doing very well now. Yay. I love answered prayers. All right, so let's take a deep breath and let's go into this prayer, thinking of all those we just mentioned, all of those you're holding in your heart space. And say it with me. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. And we pray this for each and every one on our prayer list. Pray it for all of you that are here right now, listening, helping each other to find that place inside of us. It's called home, that place of pure, unconditional love. So we just lift all these prayers now, just see them going up to the universe, going before the Creator, and every prayer answered for the best and highest good of all. And thank you. Thank you to everyone who's putting your energy into these prayers every day. And Suzanne says, I believe Sam is doing so well because of all the prayers. The doctor gave him 5 to 10 months. So we will continue to pray for Sam, Suzanne, every day. All right, so we know what to do now. We share the love on 3, 2, 1. Thank you. I love you. I love you all so immensely. You're in my heart always, every day, every moment of every day. And thank you. Thank you for your love. Okay, I am going to see if I can go find our Leo. Oops. I gotta go get it first. Remember to smile. That's right, Marietta and Kathy Han. Like Gracie would say, the prayers are going up, 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 and sparkling bubbles to heaven. That's right. All right, let me get Leo for us and let him take us out of here to have an absolutely amazing day. It's never easy trying to find this stuff. Here we go. Thank you, Leo.
Good morning, Earthlings. It's time to get up and get ready because today's the perfect day to have a great day. Here we go, come on, come on, let's play. It's a beautiful day. If you woke up this morning, might as well be part of it. We're on a peaceful peace, on our mission for harmony. You and me, mama, be on the lead wherever we may be. We create a portal where we can be together. The heart telephone is always one phone call away. Calling on the guys, the angels, and the masters. Take a deep breath, we're going into a new dimension. Morning cup full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the peas and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the peas and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. Full of joy, full of light, full of love. Bottomless refuse, spilling out from the top. Here, the coffee's always hot and the trust is always yours. The sun is calling out to play, let's put on a show. Today's a new day, we all part of this game. Let's play to win. Love always is the winning team. And you can side with us, there is always no space in the pot. For more love, take a spot and get the day started. Morning cup full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the peas and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the peas and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. There really is no secret. We simply accept, align, allow. AAA, morning cup full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the Chick-fil-A. Morning cup of full of joy with all the peas and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Yeah. Morning cup of full of joy every day. Just start the day on a high five because the Chick-fil-A. Morning cup of full of joy with all the peas and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Yeah. Cup of joy. Cup of joy.
Thank you so much for showing up for you. Stay in your hearts, stay blessed, and just have an amazing Wednesday. Share your wow with somebody. Share your gratitude with somebody. Y'all doing the gratitude face. Don't tell me I'm the only one doing it. I know I got a message yesterday, beautiful message from Suzanne. Thank you, Suzanne, for giving me gratitude. So write out a message, give it to somebody. It's that easy. That's how easy it is. If you want to post it on social media and tag them, then that shows all of us that we can get into that same energy of gratitude. So I'll be back on in an hour. An hour from now, I'll be doing the meditation excavation with Dr. Ruth Anderson. So a chance for you to go into your heart this morning and dig up what's in there. I love you all so much. I know, right, Hope? I must learn to wake up before my alarm. I love that wisdom. I love you all. Namaste, y'all. I'll see you later. Bye, everyone.